There's a haunting silence that fills the space you once occupied, an absence so loud, it shakes the soul of the one who let you go. Angels say the emptiness inside them isn't ordinary. It's vast. It's hollow. It echoes like a cry in a canyon. This isn't just loneliness, it's devastation. It's a grief that presses into their chest like stone, making every breath feel like a battle they weren't prepared to fight. They don't just miss you, they ache for you. Every part of them longs for your presence with a hunger that doesn't sleep. The warmth you brought to their world, gone, replaced by a cold, crushing weight that squeezes the life out of every room they enter. Where joy once lived, sorrow now reigns, thick, heavy, and relentless. The air around them is soaked in longing. It clings to their skin like fog, choking them with every inhale. They can taste it, regret, sharp and bitter, mixed with the haunting sweetness of every memory you gave them. But this isn't just nostalgia. No, this is torment. This is the price of realizing too late what was sacred. Their thoughts, flooded, overrun. Every time they close their eyes, they see your face. Every word you ever spoke, every laugh you ever shared, every glance that made them feel known, it all comes rushing back like a storm with no mercy. You are everywhere, in their dreams, in the quiet of their mornings, in the spaces between every heartbeat. And underneath all that pain lives a desire so intense it can't be contained. It burns through their chest, stirring up emotions they can't outrun. They crave not just your presence but your essence, the way you looked at them, the way you listened, the way you understood them without needing to explain. They are drowning in the waves of what they lost. Because you didn't just leave a space in their life, you left a silence in their soul. And no matter how far they reach or how hard they pretend, nothing can fill that space but you. They can't escape it, not in the silence of the night, not in the middle of their day. Every shared moment, every meaningful conversation you once had with them now plays in a loop inside their mind like a film they can't pause, can't fast forward, can't forget. Even sleep brings no peace. You find them in their dreams, and for a few fleeting hours, they feel whole again. But then morning comes, and the pain comes crashing in harder than before. The loss feels fresh, the absence roars. They remember your words, every truth you told, every encouragement you offered. And they remember theirs, cold, careless, too sharp, or too silent. They torture themselves with it now, replaying every moment where they chose pride over kindness, ego over love. They see it all clearly, what they said, what they didn't, and all the things they should have said but never found the courage to voice. And now, even the world around them betrays them. Songs, books, art, everything reminds them of you. Of the way you viewed the world with wonder. Of how you helped them see beauty, even in pain. You haunt their thoughts. You live in the echoes of their mind. Your presence is everywhere, familiar, comforting, and crushing all at once. Emotionally, they're drowning. Wave after wave of longing slams into them with no mercy. They're not just sad, they're broken. Their heart aches for something they once held but never truly honored. The connection you shared, the bond you gave so freely, now feels like a sacred thing lost to time, and to their own choices. It's not just emotional, it's physical. Their body remembers your touch, your scent, your nearness. They miss the brush of your hand, the warmth of your embrace, the sound of your breathing as it brought calm to their storm. What once felt like home is now a museum of emptiness. Rooms that once glowed, with your laughter now sit cold, still, silent. Even their bed, once a resting place, now feels like a prison of loneliness. Too big, too quiet, too full of what's missing. And in their solitude, when no one is watching, they close their eyes and try to summon your memory. They imagine your voice, your smile, your hand reaching for theirs. For a moment, they feel you again, but it's just memory. A ghost. And when the illusion fades, the hollowness returns, deeper than before. Desperation takes over. They pray, not because they believe, but because they have nothing left. They pled for one more chance, for some miracle to undo what's been done. That hope is wrapped in fear, a raw, consuming fear that they've lost you forever. And beneath it lies the ugly truth: this wasn't fate. This wasn't bad luck. This was their doing. They see it now, in agonizing detail. The selfish choices, the careless mistakes, the pride they wore like armor. They pushed you away. And while they judged you, criticized you, tried to control you, they were blind to what was slipping through their fingers. They thought you'd chase them forever. Thought they could hurt you and you'd still come back. But you didn't. You stood still. You chose peace. And in that stillness, something powerful happened. The roles reversed. Now, they sit in judgment of themselves. Every cold glance, every unkind word, every time they failed to show up for you, it replays in brutal clarity. And for the first time, they see it for what it was: cruelty. Thoughtlessness. A complete failure to cherish the gift they had in you. The regret, it's soul deep. They would give anything, to turn back time. To undo the damage. To show up differently. But they can't. The damage is done. And now they live with the unbearable truth. They treated the most beautiful soul in their life like you were replaceable. And now they know, you never were. They see that you've changed. You're not the same person they took for granted. You've grown stronger, sharper. You no longer chase peace, you are peace. You no longer beg for love, you embody it. The patience you once gave so freely is now locked behind healthy boundaries. The kindness you used to pour into them is now turned inward, nourishing you. They see it, and they realize, if there's any road back to you, it won't be easy. It won't be on your terms. It'll require something they've never given you before: raw, unguarded truth. So now they watch you from a distance. Silently. They see your strength, your joy, your light shining without them, and every smile you wear without their presence cuts them deeper than any word ever could. Because now they know, you're not waiting. You're not reaching. You've let go. And it's their turn to carry the weight of the broken pieces. But even still, their heart clings to you, by a thread, fragile and trembling. They hope that if they change, truly change, if they drop the masks, if they bring their real heart to you without ego or excuses, maybe, just maybe, there's a path back. But that hope is thin, and the future is uncertain. So they sit in it, the ache, the regret, the long journey of becoming the person they should have been from the start. Not just for you, but for themselves. And now, beloved, it's your time. Turn inward. Focus on the one soul who stayed with you through it all, you. This moment isn't about sorrow. It's not about waiting for someone to see your worth. You already know it. This is your sacred turning point. The season of becoming your fullest, most powerful self. Of healing, of rising, of stepping fully into your truth. Let those who hurt you learn their lessons in their own time. Life is a better teacher than pain. You don't need to force clarity upon anyone. Let them face their consequences. Let them feel the echo of your absence like thunder in their chest. And if they ever find the courage to return, let it be with truth. No games, no ego, no half-hearted apologies, only honesty, only real love. If it's real, it will come from brokenness, not convenience. From humility, not hunger. Let them fight for the peace they once took for granted. Let them earn their place at your side, if they ever want it again. You've carried the weight long enough. Now it's their burden to bear. And yours. Yours is to walk forward, freer than you've ever been. Right now, they sit with the silence they once forced upon you. Every corner of their world feels empty, not because you're gone, but because they finally understand why you're gone. The stillness that used to comfort them now screams with reminders of your absence. Their mornings lack the spark your voice once brought. Their nights stretch long and hollow, filled with nothing but memories and aching regrets. They live inside the consequences of their own choices, and the weight of that reality is finally settling on their shoulders. Your absence isn't just noticed, it echoes. It rings through their routine, through every familiar place that used to feel warm with your presence. Now it's all cold, lifeless. What once felt secure now feels like a punishment. They're learning, painfully, what it means to miss someone not because they vanished, but because they walked away, and this time, didn't turn back. And now, for the first time, they're starting to understand what they really lost. Not just your love, but your light. Your forgiveness. Your unwavering support. They see now that it wasn't just a breakup or a falling out. It was the collapse of something sacred. Something rare. Something they thought they could take for granted. They want to make things right, but the power to decide no longer rests in their hands. It rests in yours, and that is the shift they never saw coming. You get to choose now. You hold the reins. You decide who has access to your peace, your time, your energy. No one else. You are no longer someone waiting in the shadows of another person's change. You've stepped fully into your light. You are no longer caught in the orbit of their indecision. You are free. And when I reflect on my own path, my own heartbreaks, my own lessons, there's one truth that always returns. If only I knew then what I know now. That bittersweet realization has walked beside many of us. We grow. We mess up. We break things we didn't mean to. And sometimes, the lessons arrive long after the damage is done. But they arrive. Of all the people I've known, all the moments that shaped me, one stands out with impossible clarity. You weren't just a chapter. You were a turning point. You showed me who I was and who I could become. You held up a mirror and gave me direction when I was drifting. You didn't just love me, you believed in me. And for that, I carry a gratitude deeper than words. You changed me. You awakened something in me. The hardest lesson, it came when I walked away expecting you to follow. I thought I could push you, test you, punish you with silence, and still find you waiting. But you didn't run after me. You didn't beg. You stood still. And that stillness was deafening. It broke the illusion I had clung to for too long. Your silence forced me to hear what my pride had drowned out. That was the moment the mirror cracked. That was when I had to face the truth, that I expected you to do the emotional heavy lifting while I got to feel in control. But control doesn't mean love. Pride doesn't protect connection. I see that now, and I see it with a clarity that burns. I regret the time we lost. Not in a poetic, distant kind of way. I regret it like a fire I can't put out. We could have built something extraordinary. We could have stood side by side and grown into something powerful. But instead, we let silence stretch and thicken until it became the only language we spoke. And now, that silence feels like 1,000 unspoken words strangling my chest. I miss you. God, I miss you. Your voice, your laughter, the way your presence could calm chaos. The way your love felt like the very air I breathed. I made mistakes, more than I care to admit. I let fear speak louder than truth. I let pride lead me away from the very thing I needed most. But through it all, I never stopped loving you. That love hasn't dimmed. It's just been buried under layers of grief and self-reckoning. Since you've been gone, I've been forced to sit with myself. Really sit. No distractions. No masks. Just raw honesty. I've faced the damage. I've traced the pain back to the source, me. And I'm not running from it anymore. Every single day, I wake up and try to be better. Not to impress you, not to win you back, but to finally become someone I can respect. Someone you could respect again, too. This journey hasn't been pretty. Change never is. Growth hurts. It rips away what's comfortable and exposes what's weak. But I'm walking through it. I'm fighting for it, because I believe in redemption. I believe that love like ours doesn't just vanish. It may sleep, it may ache, but it doesn't die. I believe in us, not in a fairy tale, but in something earned, something real. I believe that the love we had, the love we lost, still has the strength to rebuild, if we let it. And I carry that belief in every breath, every decision, every small act of becoming the person I should have been from the start. I still see us, flashes of moments that once lit up my life. Your laughter echoing through my mind. The way you looked at me when the world felt still. Those memories haven't faded, they've branded themselves into my soul. And no matter how far apart we are now, they continue to breathe hope into me. Not a passive kind of hope. A fierce, living hope. The kind that won't let me quit. I don't dream of going back to how things were. No, I dream of something better, something stronger. I dream of us, not as we once were, but as we could be. Wiser, braver, more honest. Built not on illusion or assumption, but on truth. On grace. On deep understanding. I've stopped wishing for a miracle to magically fix everything. I'm not sitting still. I'm working, every single day, to become the version of myself who deserves that kind of love again. Who honors it, protects it, nurtures it. You may not see the work I'm doing, but it's real. It's painful. It's raw. I'm pulling apart everything inside me that once held me back. Every fear, every excuse, every selfish impulse. I'm tearing it down brick by brick to rebuild something authentic, something you could trust. I'm no longer the person who thought love meant control or ego or silence. I'm learning that love means effort, sacrifice, growth. And I am giving it everything I've got. Because I believe, deep in my bones, that if we both still want this, if you feel even a flicker of what I still carry, and we meet each other in that place of truth, we can build something unshakable. I believe in second chances that are earned. I believe in love that rises after being broken. I believe in us, not as a fantasy, but as a possibility born through fire, not despite it. Every single day, I live with intention. I let every decision reflect the love we once shared. Not out of guilt, but out of reverence. Reverence for something rare, something sacred, something I now understand was never promised, but always worth fighting for. I know I can't change the past. I know I can't erase the moments that fractured us. But I can shape what's ahead. And when I imagine the future I want, it's one with you in it. Not perfect, but real, rooted, redeemed. If this message touched your heart, if you've ever carried hope for a love that still lives inside you, please like, share, and subscribe. Support us with a super thanks up to $20 if this message helped bring you clarity, healing, or truth. Your support helps keep these messages flowing for everyone who needs them. Let's keep walking this journey together. Support now.